You're on.
Hi everyone, welcome to eBookEVO or eTextbook Teachers 2015. This is our second year. I'm Shelly Sanchez Terrell. I know that there's a control thing that would give me a label, but currently I'm in Venezuela and my internet connection is not the best, so I'm in a hotel lobby. And because of this, we're going to have a bare minimum with just me and Jake Duncan, one of your moderators. And then you'll see the recording, but later on, we in the next few sessions, we may have other moderators running these Hangouts, so you'll be able to get to meet them and learn more from them, because these are really the ones that are really helping you. We have over 18 moderators, so from different countries all over the world. They have worked with their students in digital publishing. They've helped their students to produce books in Spain, in Germany, in Argentina, and in other places around the world. Your different moderators, it's important that when you're in the Google community, that anything that says moderator, then you know that that's from someone that you should be learning from. We're doing more of a flip session where you get to learn from them from their different videos. I'll try to pin them more this week. So that way you'll be able to see them quite frequently. They may even host their own events and their own Hangouts. And we're doing this throughout the week and learning this way because you all are from many different countries, and we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to be able to learn from the moderators. So we'll have them at different time zones and stuff available when you post something, and then you allow others to go and learn from those videos or those multimedia examples. Then you have the ability to not worry about the different time zones. So now I'm going to go off air, and I'm going to attempt to screen share. I'm really, really sorry. I'm in a busy hotel lobby, so that's why it's a bit noisy. But I do want to show you some quick things, and then we'll go ahead and cut this short, so that way you can go and you can be able to continue the learning and continue the task for next week. So we have over 100 different, over 900 people inside our actual chat place, okay? In our, we actually have in our Google Plus community 931 people. So I want to point to you first, this is where you should be for the live Hangout. And you'll see here that there's a chat box, and you can chat with other people. If you click the play button, then you'll be able to see. So if you didn't do that, this is actually the right place that you should be at. In fact, I'm going to type into it and say, hi everyone, how are you? Hope you are enjoying the Hangout. Hopefully you didn't lose me there. Okay, so this is actually where you should be. And that way you can participate and type with everybody else. Now we're already in the first week, but if you haven't done the pre-task, it's important that you do that. So we actually have over 900 in our Google Plus community. I am not going to show you the Google Plus community because every time I do that, it just crashes. But the main brunt of your learning is here on our Crafting the ePerfect ebook. PB work. That's where you're going to find your syllabus, all the missions, all the materials, everything. So this is really important to spot this in the Google Plus community. Jake, can you still hear everything okay? Just let me know if
you can. It looks good too. I can see the screen share is working well.
Okay, thank you. So here you can learn about the different missions. One of the most important missions is you need to fill out the survey. We had over 186 teachers this time, our participants, fill out the survey. You will not get an email if you do not fill out the survey, so it is really important. We have 186 of the 912 people or 31 people inside our community. So there's a lot of people who still haven't filled that out, and that's why you have not gotten an email that says, welcome to the session, and tells you about everything else. Let me give you a little bit about the survey while you're waiting. Actually, before I do that, let me introduce you to your wonderful moderators. You can find out more about your moderators when you go to Meet Your Moderators. This sidebar gives you everything you need to know about your lesson. So today we have over 18 moderators. Our mentor is Elizabeth Ann. She's from Grenoble, France. I'm Shelly Sanchez-Terrell. I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas, but right now I'm coming to you from Venezuela because I travel all over the world. Janet Bertini, who also travels all over the world too, and teaches a lot online. And you've seen a lot of Janet this week as well, and she's really awesome. She's been with us in many different types of online. I always ask Janet to participate because she's just very creative. And you should look at her poster. She did a s'mores poster. She posted in the Google Plus community that will give you very good tips on how to join the EVO session, how to participate, and things like that. Özge from Turkey. And Özge, as you know, well-awarded author, incredible tech genius with young learners, and many of you probably know her. And she's been in and out this week as well. You have Jason Levine, the famous rapper of BLT, and also many weeks, and he'll be popping his face in and there to kind of offer you comments and support every once in a while throughout the weeks. And then our wonderful Chuck Sandy, who comes, who I believe might be climbing some kind of mountain somewhere, but was staying in Japan for a long time. Part of the ITDI community, great supporter of teachers, keynote speaker, published many different books, author for many different books. So you can see that the people that we have are not only people who have developed apps. Özge developed an app, but they're also authors, very famous authors, and that have worked with publishers. So we have tried to get you people who have who are subject matter experts in creating digital materials. They've also been published, so they understand the side of publishing in case that's the side you want to go to. But they're also have developed their own ebooks and stuff with their students. Terry Friedman has written many different ebooks that have had over 100,000 downloads together. So he's part of ICT and Education. He comes from UK, and currently he's at the BET convention. So you'll see a lot of things from him from BET these days. Jennifer Brashor from Argentina wrote a book, one of the ebooks with Özge, that actually was nominated for Nelton, and she does a lot of different things. She's a that's actually, I think, the third Elton she was nominated for, her and Özge. And then there's Deborah Tobovich, who Deborah just posted a video in one of our bookmarks. So I'm going to show you the bookmarks in a bit. But one of the reasons I asked Deborah to be here is because she has created many ebooks with her students, and the work that she's done, she's gotten her ebooks, and a lot of them she did with Google Docs. So some of you who are creating ebooks with Google Docs, you can learn so much because she has gone through the whole entire phase of really trying to see what was the best way to publish an ebook. So she has a lot of knowledge. Sylvia Guinan, her 8-year-old daughter actually published an ebook online, or her own book online, and sells it. So, and Sylvia as well has done a storytelling one. She's e-learning specialist, does a lot of different articles. She's really amazing. And then Andre Spang. And if you were here last year, then you remember Andre. He's from Germany. I forgot to say Sylvia is from Greece. And Andre has done incredible iBook author materials with his students in Germany. He's also known as the first iPad high school, and he's actually quite famous in Germany for being the iPad teacher and the moderator of also EdChat Dean. We have Ian Hall, and he's in, I believe, Ian, please tell me if I'm wrong. Victoria, I'm thinking you're in Australia. So, well, it says the Northwest region of Victoria, but for some reason I thought you were in Australia. Ian was a participant last year, so I asked him. I asked some of the participants last year who I thought did exceptional work and really helped with a lot of who just learned the process so well. So this year you kind of have that. You have where you have mentors and moderators that have been through all the things that we ask you to do. So we didn't. And that's who I'm going to introduce you to next. So that way you can tell that they've been through this. They created their own ebook. So make sure to check out Ian's mind mapping book, which was really great. He does so much stuff, so he'll really help you making a visual interactive book. Michelle Morgan made one for her young learners, a book last year for young learners. I've asked Michelle to work with me on a lot of different courses. She's in Spain currently and has done so much work with young learners. Walton Burns, he's an English materials writer. He's been doing this for a very long time. Last year he did one of the covers that Terry Friedman recommended, and his book looked really nice. So he currently has posted for the second week, he's one of your second week moderators, as some information that you should check out in the Google Plus community as well. And then we have also one of the most active participants last year was Mondir, and I'll have to put Mondir's name here. But you can follow him on TM. Mondir is very active. Last year he helped me with a lot of the Google Hangouts. He did a lot of peer editing. He was also one of the lead people taking charge of the peer editing groups. And so he has so much knowledge. He does business English. He's from Morocco. And so I asked Mondir to be a part of this because he's just very good at questioning things and making sure we're on task. Tanya Tressler is a well-noted and supported editor in different types. She works for ESL websites, but she also is an editor for different types of books as well. And then she also is from Canada, and I asked her to be a part of it because she too went through the process last year and also wrote her own ebooks and was working on them. The same thing here with Lucia Bartolotti from Italy as well, like Janet is, and Lucia didn't want to originally. I had to ask Lucia, push her a little bit, but her knowledge is so vast, and she has so much to share with you. Next week, she has a video that she has posted that really talks about her, and then also shows you some really great tips. So next week, this week coming up, you have so many resources you'll be learning from. You'll also be learning from not only Maria, not only Lucia, but and Walton, and Debbie, but Maria Jesus Garcia San Martin, and I've been working with her closely for some work that we wrote a course together for the Ministry of Education in Spain, and we've been working with teachers in Spain, and so I asked her to be a part of this because she's done so many ebooks. She recently posted an ebook rubric, so we will be getting we'll make sure you have the proper link for that. That works. And Natasha Grosic, she wrote a book last year. She's actually in Serbia, and Natasha has been really just phenomenal in creating books, and she wrote a great overview of what EVO is. And then, of course, Elizabeth Ann. Elizabeth Ann was my first moderator. This is actually my second EVO session, and I'm a coordinator with EVO sessions. But Elizabeth Ann is just invaluable with her vast amount of information. She's been doing EVO for many years, and she's a great mentor. And she's been through this before as well. So when you do the week 1 objectives, the first thing you want to see is these were your main mentors or moderators.
Hey, Shelley, sorry, while you were talking about the moderators and going over all of them, I wanted to mention too that if a few of them are in the chat, we have Lucia and Elizabeth Ann's there. So I just wanted to say, if you're watching live, make sure you're in that page for the eBookEVO so you can say hi to Lucia and to Elizabeth. And I want to thank Jennifer and Lucy for joining over there in the chat also.
We also want to say, I'm sorry about that, but I forgot to mention one of our ebook moderators that was here last year, which is Jake Duncan. Jake is currently working on a school, so we didn't put his file up for some reasons, personal reasons, but Jake, definitely you'll see him throughout the conversations, and he is the a person that helps me with everything. So you'll see Jake throughout the weeks as well, and his profile actually says moderator in the community. But Jake's a teacher in Texas and helps me quite a bit. We wouldn't be able to do this without him. So the week one missions. Well, when you get to week one missions, your most important things, and a lot of you have done some amazing 3-2-1 introduction. The other is answer a survey, and some of you have done a Creative Commons license for your textbook. If you look in right now, you can see at the top is AJ Hernandez. And AJ Hernandez had said her reasonings behind her particular one. You can always change your license in the last session. Because in the last session, that's when you're actually publishing the first chapter. So if you think of one that you want now, and then later you're worried about changing it, well, you basically have until you publish your book to change that license. Right now, we just want you to choose one. Choose one, say your reasons for choosing it. Right now, I think AJ had decided she was going to let hers be free for other people to use except for commercial reasons. The other thing is your success is going to depend on whether or not you have a peer editing group. It's important you join a peer editing group. Over 900 people, there's no way that even the greatest moderators that I have in a list of over 18 moderators from around the world, and they are phenomenal, are going to be able to help you with every single little thing. So the way that it works is a lot by you all. A lot of the reasons why the moderators last year are participants is because they are the ones who helped so much. So you may be a moderator next year. Maybe we'll invite you to be a moderator next year. But please be active, help each other, and that's what's going to help you create the best ebook that you can. So let's take a look at, real quick, the survey results, because I want you to be able to see this. We had 186 people complete the survey from different countries around the world. I'm actually not sure how many countries. We do have the countries listed somewhere here. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to run through these really quick. These are the countries that you can see. So many different countries, at least 20 different countries, probably a lot more. The gender, we had 147 that are, so 79% are female, 21% are male. Always quite interesting. The age group, so we have anywhere from 35. Actually, we have anywhere from 21. Wow, 21 to to over 60. So oh, 72. So we've got a vast amount of different ages and experiences. We have some different. We'll try to make a Twitter list later with all the Twitter names. What age group do you teach? Well, 1% teaches toddlers, 19% teaches between 6 to 10, 30% teaches between preteens, 38% teaches teens. So you can see we do this for more of the peer editing group. So you can see that the ones that are going to have a lot more are adults. So 51% teach adults. So that group, the peer editing group for that is probably going to be the most. We also have university students, 37%, and teenagers, 38%. So you're probably going to see a lot for the teens. And the young learners is probably going to be one of the lowest peer groups. But last year, our young learner group of books were so amazing. They were phenomenal. We had a role-playing group by Daniel Brown. One of my favorite books. I really asked Daniel if he would be a part of this, but he's in Korea and he's having a lot of, he just had a baby, so he couldn't take part as a mentor, but definitely check out the books from last year. You'll see there was at least 36 completed, I believe, and they were quite awesome. They were phenomenal. So you can learn from others last year as well. So what subject do you teach? 72% teach English as a foreign language. 16% teach English as a subject. 20% teach business English. And then there's 30% that teach others. Last year we had books on music. We have books on math. We have music, books on history and medieval. We have books on cooking. So I mean, there's any subject you want to teach. You can write a book for. You can write a science book, any kind of book. You don't have to be an English language teacher to participate in EVO. You can be a general education teacher as well. We offer these sessions free for everyone. How long have you been a teacher? Well, we have some that have been, over 30% have been a teacher I mean, 30% for over 20 years. That's pretty phenomenal, actually. So we have quite a few veterans here, which is really amazing because a lot of times they say that, older people who have been in the business for lots get burnt out. I believe opposite. I usually think that if you stick in the business that long, it's usually, as a teacher, that means you must really love this business. That's my thinking. And the other majority comes between 6 and 10 years of experience. So, but if you're new, 0 to 1, 2% or 0 to 1. So don't think that you're the only one who's new. There are other people who are new just like you. It doesn't matter your experience. You can still write an ebook. How long have you been teaching with technology? Well, some have only been to 24, are very new to it, 0 to 1 year, and that's okay. That's usually the people that I work with, people who've never used technology before. And Maria Jesus is the same thing. We work a lot with teachers who never tried any kind of Web 2.0 tool and are just so excited when they do. So if this is your first time, don't worry about it. And we have some, look, very few have worked over 20 years with teaching with technology. So see, definitely the majority have worked about 1 to 20 years. And actually 1 to 5 years, the majority, 38%. So not everybody here is tech savvy, so don't think that, ask any question you want. It's not going to be a dumb question. We'll help you with it. Do you teach with mobile device? Well, 37% of you do have students that actually have mobile devices. Why is that important? Well, the reason we ask you that important is because a lot of times you got to think about whether your book is accessible on the computer. When I wrote my book, Learning to Go, and it's all an ebook and it's digitalized and it's PDF, I had to go back and I had to switch it to Kindle format. So that way my students and also everyone could be able to take it on their Kindle. So it was important that they were able to download it on their Kindle, and that might be something that you consider. What types of technologies are available at your school? You can kind of see the different types of technologies. It's important to ask your students what technologies they have available because you want to make sure your book is compatible with that. In other words, if your students don't have iBook things that they can read with the iBooks, then you don't want to create an iBook. If they have Chromebooks, then that's something that's probably not going to be very good for them to have an iBook. So also you got to think of you're going to have to think also what's the weight of it, like how, I'm not seeing the right word here, sorry, trying to get through this, but it's going to take a really long time. If your students don't have a lot of bandwidth, then you can't make it too big, the file. Is what I'm trying to tell you. And the more technologies you integrate, the bigger your file is going to be. So sometimes just the visual aspects, which you're going to learn about this week, can make such a big difference in your textbook. You don't have to incorporate all this technology. Once you start incorporating tons and tons of technology, tons of videos, and everything like that, then that means you have to have a much better bandwidth with your students, and you have to have better technologies. Now, if you do, you have iPads, things like that, I say go for it. Get some good technology, make an iBook. iBooks are kind of one of the best things out there, and it's a free app. I think. Let's see, here we go. How many describe your online publishing? A lot of us didn't start off as online publishers. A lot of us haven't created tons of materials. I remember the first time 4 years ago when I did my ebook. I had over 50,000 downloads on each of my ebooks. That's actually how I got the 30 Goals Challenge published. It was an ebook first. I did that the first year I'd been on Twitter, the first year that I'd been blogging, within the first year. So it wasn't good. It was a terrible ebook, actually. But at least over 10,000 people downloaded it. But it wasn't very good. I think I would have really benefited from a community like this, and that's why you get to not make those mistakes that I made. And many other of us who, that's what we did, we published it because we didn't know what else to do. But you learn about that, and you learn from each other. So some are mostly knowledgeable, but you can see that the majority are intermediate or beginners or never created publishing. So if you're new to this, then don't worry about it. And if you're someone who's published many different ebooks, then you can really help us to learn from you. If you answered expert, okay, so then you can have a set please share your experiences. We're more than welcome to see your resources. We're very much about participants. And so that's what kind of, you can see kind of the results. I'll try to publish something about them later so you get an idea of what it is. I'm going to try to get you to the Google Plus community so we can see some of your projects, and then we're going to take off because I want to make sure that you're able to see everything, that be able to browse around and see everything. So I want you to pay attention real quick to our participant map. We do have this participant map, and then you all are able to go ahead and you're able to add your links on there. It's a thing link. So that's something that you may want to go and do to kind of let you know where we're from around the world. Now there's a little icon in the top that will let you take away the sidebar so that way you can be able to see the full map. But you can see some people have done that already. So we have people all over the world participating, which is quite awesome. So you can see all of their stuff here, of them posting where they're from. Take that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the Crafting the E-Perfect E-Textbook community. Jake, are there any questions anybody has asked so far? Now, I'm going to unpin this because obviously Jake's is much better, and he was able actually to be able to have it here. And in the future, I'm very sure that he'll probably have to run these things. I'm going to go ahead and delete that because, well, there's no sense in having that post. If you go to the general discussion, you can see everybody's post. And it can be, see, we have 930 members. How amazing is that? And then you can go, and then you can, here, actually, I should be pinning up this post. Let me go ahead and pin that. Pin post. There we go. Okay, so you can see here, it says moderator. Now we have here people posting. You can see your moderators have posted a lot. They try to post different tools. Here we have and they respond pretty quickly to your things. So even though they're not the main moderators for the week, they're going to be participating and offering some advice and support. So you can see a lot of people really over here in the general discussion. You can just kind of scroll down and see everybody what they've done, the different things that they're posting. Now it's important, one of the things that's really, really important is that you use these threads, because and you'll see that I'll change some of your threads because it's really important that you go and that you post your things there, because if you're just looking for the tasks for that particular week, then that's what you want to do. So this next week we're going to be here in week 2. Okay, so here we have some of our 3, 2, 1 introductions. Here's Sandra. And don't worry about being late. This is one of the great things about having a book, is that you can go and you can have with these ebook courses, you can come and you can do any of these things. So here's, people use Animoto, people use pictures, people use ThingLink, people use comics, people use s'mores posters, I use PicCollage. Some people use Haiku Deck, some people use video Animoto. So there you can go and you can plus them, and then you can also say hello and get to meet your peers and get to know them. We're going to take a look at week 1 really quick. Here we go. So week 1, these are the people who did their licenses. So I have chosen, you can see Lisa Wood, I've chosen this license. I don't want to make others to make money for my publication. So these are things you have to consider. Look at their posts, see their reasonings behind choosing their licenses. And then you can choose your license based on that. Remember, you can always change your license. That's not a problem, okay? Now the reason we do this is because we want to protect you from, we want to make sure that you have it all laid out. So that's why each week we do this step by step. You're not going to create an entire ebook by the end of the 5 sessions. What you're going to do is create the first chapter. And for many of us that's really, really good, because then you have a good foundation. And from there, well, it's going to be easy to create chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, and however many else you want. So let's go ahead and look at our visual design and our layout, because this is for the week 2 ahead. So I think I have, let me go ahead and change that and go to week 2 here, visual design and layout. Go. So you already have here, Maria Jesus has been posting some materials. And then also you see Walton Burns posted some materials. Then we'll be posting Lucia's stuff as well. You can see already some people have started. Don't worry and think you're behind because other people have started. Some people, that's the way they learn. They want to do everything really quick because they know in week 3 or 4 they're not going to have time. So look at the presentations they've already done. What we want you to do for this particular week 2 is we want you to go and we want you to go ahead and to do an ebook design presentation. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and here's this rubric that you can download. We have the link to it here. But we have a Listly board. The reason we do Listly, I'm going to go ahead and open that in a different tab. So we use Listly because that means you can add to the readings. If you see something and you say, hey, that's a really good book, well, all you got to do is get a Listly account and then just go to our bookmarks page, and it will allow you to go ahead and to add to our bookmarks. So then what we want you to do is after you review all these ebook design considerations, so here you have, it's still loading, so that's why it's doing a lot of this. It's going to load at the bottom soon, I hope. So you can see all of them here. If you scroll down, you'll see the same. So you go and you can see all of these ebook design resources. We have a lot from Jason Renshaw, who's English Raven. And we have some of people who design books. We have Debbie. I think Debbie said that she recently put hers. We have one by, we have Nick Sansonis, who did a whole entire thesis in comic form. So even if you want to use comics for your books, we have math books here that are in comic form as well. So we give you different types, wiki books. We give you so many different types of examples of ebook designs. You can go and you can look at those, choose the things you like best, pick from each of them things that you consider using in your book. As well. I'm going to post the books from last year so you can kind of get an idea from theirs as well. So that's what we want you to do, and then we want you to create an outline for your e-textbook. Remember, this is just the beginning. This isn't anything you have to commit to. You can always change it by week 5. That's not really something that you have to be too keen about. So so don't think that you have to be permanent with these decisions. You can always find out more later. Your moderators are Lucia, Maria Jesus, Walton Burns, Chuck Sandy, and Sylvia Kynan. So they'll be jumping in and they'll be teaching you a lot and supporting you this next week. And thank you so much for attending. And thank you. We're looking forward to your presentation and participating in the Google Plus community. If you always go and click on this Evo sign, you click, then you're always going to get back to the home page. If you go to the Crafting an ePerfect textbook, just go to the front. And a trick for that is because when you do this, you're going to go ahead and you're going to see the front page that has all the links on the site. So you can see here it says about this community, and then you can go and you get all the links in the site. So here you go. So we hope that that's been a good, nice little overview. I try to make it as short as possible. I will now stop screen sharing. And say farewell to you today. So hopefully you can see me, and all of that went well. So thank you so much, and thanks to Jake for making this possible, because it was not working with my Hangout today. So thank you all so much, and we will see you this week too, and see your design elements. We're looking forward to it. Jake, do you want to